Well, good morning, one and all. Today's Sunday. Beautiful morning. I think Rosie's feeling a lot better. I gave her a little bit of chicken and rice, and she ate it. She didn't eat anything yesterday. Come on over here, guys. Rosie, Andy, come on. What are you doing? Here, come on. Here, come on. Get out of those flowers. Come on, Andy. Come on. Come on. I can see you. Yeah, she's doing a lot better. So that's a relief on me. Yesterday I was extremely worried about her. But I want to show you the bananas. And I also wanted to tell you, I'm going to do sausage gravy and biscuits today for breakfast. And here, let me get under the leaves. Look at that. Aren't they adorable? You can see my fingers, see? And here's another set down here, getting ready to pop it up. So that's our banana harvest. Yeah, today we're going to do sausage gravy and biscuits. And then later on, I'm going to do hummus that you're just going to love. Once you eat this, you're never going to try anything else. It's easy, inexpensive, and you can make a lot of it and freeze it in containers and bring it out anytime you want to. I'm gonna put this time, you can do it plain, which is fine. I do that most often anyway. But I'm gonna put sun-dried tomatoes and olives in it. So I'll show you how to do that. So are you guys ready to come back in the house? Okay. So until then, I will see you later. Bye-bye. So I just wanted to show you getting ready to make the sausage and gravy. Come on, Rosie, look, right there. I want to show you the dogs. Look, Rosie, look. Get up there and look so you can show everybody what you do. This is them when I'm in the kitchen. I've got a little settee in front of the window, which they love so much. And then, so that they stay out here with me while I cook. And then, this is the sideboard that Sam put together for me. Remember that other video when I had to beg? But it's really nice. And of course I had to put all my plants on it. But yeah, I really like it. So I just wanted to show that to you. And soon I'll be filming the sausage, gravy, and biscuits. Oh, and we're also going to visit Marcia's house. I want to show you her artwork, the layout of her home, her beautiful lanai by the lake. You're gonna love it. So until then, good morning. This is Sunday, and we're going to make sausage gravy and biscuits. I've already got the sausage cooking, browning in the skillet. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this down so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to let the sausage go ahead and brown, and in the meantime get the biscuits made and in the oven. So with that, let me turn this camera down so you can see what I'm doing. You don't want to look at me. There we go. Okay, this is a 9x9 baking pan. It's sprayed. And what we're going to do, this is self-rising flour. 2 cups, well, this is about 2.5 cups. In a lot of instances with these recipes, a lot of it is just learning how to do it, the feel, the look, the taste. So this is just kind of a basic recipe that you can add or delete as you see fit. So it's 2.5 cups of self-rising flour, a little over 2 cups of buttermilk. I won't be using this, but I have to feel my way around with these biscuits too. I'll show you how to do that. And then I put a tablespoon of sugar in my biscuits, and I do not use salt and pepper. That goes in the gravy. This is really very simple. And the only other thing is the fat in the biscuits, and I use Crisco butter flavor. So, let's get this show on the road this morning. So just flour your counter or your workspace a little bit. And then, whoops, Let me get my bowl. I'm not together, I'm sorry. Okay, so, sorry about that. So what I'm going to do is put my flour in here. I'm going to use all of that. And I'm going to take, first I'm going to put my sugar in here. Generally, you know, I've made biscuits for so many years. I never have to measure, but I'm going to measure just to show you. So it's about a tablespoon of sugar. A lot of people don't put sugar in their biscuits. I do. I just think it adds a little bit of something to it. Always have. Now with this, what we want to do is by feel pretty much. And I hate to say that, but with this amount of flour, I'm going to add about 4 heaping teaspoons of the Crisco. And you'll see what I'm talking. So it's like about like that. So I'm going to use 4 of those. You don't want to do too much; it makes your dough too heavy, your biscuit dough. You don't want to do it too light either. You want your flour to feel, once it has the fat in it, whether it's Crisco, lard, butter, any of that. And by the way, you do not, with this recipe, you do not have to have like ice cold of anything. Oh, well, the buttermilk. And I have to use my hand. I don't have the ability in my arms to do the flour for the dough. So I just come in here, and this will be fine. So it's like 4 heaping teaspoons of the Crisco. If you can see, just running around. And I'm using my left hand because I can't do this with my right, of course. And this is self-rising flour. Now you can use all-purpose. I've used all-purpose, and I did for years. But for some reason, self-rising just does a better job with biscuits. Now, generally, I use all-purpose for almost everything except for biscuits. And that's when I use the self-rising. And to be quite honest with you, again, of all the flours I've used, there's only 2 that I like the best in the self-rising flours, and that's White Lily self-rising, which is a southern staple almost, and Gold Medal. I use those interchangeably. So, I don't know if you can see how this looks. You want your shortening be about the size of peas. Now, let's get turn that up just a little bit for you. There you go. So now, I'm going to make a little well in the center, and I'm going to start adding my buttermilk, just a little bit at a time. Then I'm going to run it around, okay, until I can feel how that dough's going to, the flour and the buttermilk is going to come together. So I want it, again, I know I use this analogy a lot, but I want it to feel like a dry Play-Doh. There you go. It's coming together pretty good. And you want to try to use all your flour, and it's a little bit dry. See, that's a little bit too dry. That's got about, I don't know, 3/4 of a cup in there, so I'm going to put just a little bit more. Just feel your way around. You don't have to be in a hurry with this. And it's going to come together really quick. And as far as utensils are concerned, and equipment that you have to use, your hands and a bowl. That's pretty well, and a measuring spoon. That's pretty much it. Okay, that feels pretty good. And you don't want to fool with it too much. So we're going to call that done. So we're going to turn it out on our floured board. I know it doesn't look like it's done, but you'll see. Okay, let me get rid of this bowl. So just pull it together, like so. Don't try to get too much flour back in here, because you'll make your dough too dry. keep my fingers as clean as I can. You don't want to knead it very much. Just fold it over a few times so you can get your layers in there when it bakes. And see how that's coming together? Almost like a pie dough, not quite as dry. Now I just pat it out. Now this isn't going to make a great deal of biscuits, but there's only 2 of us in this house, so you be the judge of that. Make as many biscuits as you want. You can double this, triple it, half it. I made as much as 2 biscuits at a time before. Okay. So that's about, I want to say a 1/4 inch thick. Let me get my cutter. And I'm going to make this 2-inch size biscuit. So we don't like really big biscuits because, you know, we're just going to put gravy on them. You don't need a huge biscuit. Now when I make biscuits for sandwiches, I make the larger biscuit. But these are just going to be for the gravy. And you don't want to twist. You can go like that, but you don't want to like twist the dough. I'm going to try to get one more out of this. Oh, see, we can just round that little guy off. See? Flatten it out. And pull your trimmings together. Be kind of gentle with these because they generally don't make a really good biscuit because they've been handled so much. But we can get maybe 2 out of here. There you go. And then we'll just form this by hand. My grandmother, when we would visit, and she would make a pan of biscuits, she always had this little leftover, and she would form it, and that would be my biscuit. She would make it like a snake or a bird, or we'll make it long in honor of my grandmother, like so. Okay. Clean the decks up here, get my pan. That's pretty much it. See, that's not difficult. Just squish them down just a little bit. Now, when I bake biscuits, and this is another controversial thing, a lot of people pull them together like that and let them rise separate so they can brown all the way around. I like mine kind of touching. It actually, when they're baking, they bake up instead of out when they're touching like this. See how that is? They're a little funny looking biscuit. Let me round him out a little bit. Still tastes good. And here's my, in honor of my grandmother biscuit. So we'll put that little guy in there. Okay, now what I'm going to do, let me get my butter because I'm going to put a little smear of butter on top of these before I put them in the oven. That's another thing you don't have to do. That's an optional, that's your choice. I know people that just put milk on top. It just gives them a little bit of a different type of a crust. I like butter. I don't use a great deal in my cooking. I use coconut oil mostly for health reasons. But here and there, you can treat yourself with a little bit of butter. And that's what we do. Let me get rid of that. Okay, we're going to put this in a 425 degree oven. A lot of recipes and people say 450. My oven, every oven's different. My oven is 425. And they're going to be in there anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. Again, depending on the size of the biscuits. These are small. Alexa, set timer for 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to clean my area up and we're going to start the gravy. Which is a really, really, really easy process. Doesn't take long. Quick. You don't need a lot of items to pull it together. I always keep my little trusty dishcloths handy. I love these things. They're lightweight, they're easy. They wash up really well. Wash my hands. By the way, Rosie seems to be doing better today. She ate some chicken and rice this morning, which tickled me to death because she didn't eat it all yesterday. Okay, get rid of this, get rid of that, don't need that anymore. So, alright, now, there you go. Okay, now I'm going to pull this over. This is my salt and pepper. Some milk I use, I don't need that. This is the milk, the gravy, the flour. This is all-purpose flour. And again, the Crisco shortening. Now, in my skillet, I don't know if you can see that, this camera. One of these days, guys, I'm going to learn how to do this camera. I don't know when, but one day. So, what I'm going to do here, I've had this cooking, so it's getting there. Let me turn it up a little bit. Can you see that? Okay, the temperature on this is about 300 degrees. I still can't see you seeing that. Is that better? There you go. Now you see it, right? There you go. You just want to make sure your sausage, and you can use any sausage you want. This happens to be turkey sausage. Not, I like to try to stay away from as much like red meat and items like that. I tend to buy like turkey kielbasa, chicken sausage, turkey sausage, and cook with those. I don't see a lot of difference in the final outcome of the recipe, but my family can, and they are carnivores, let me tell you. I'm going to break your sausage up a little bit. Now in this, I didn't put any oils or any grease or anything like that. I actually put water. I put maybe a half a cup of water and just kind of let it steam down. You don't need to even add any more fat to this. Turn that up just a little bit more so when I add my flour, it's going to cook up pretty quick. There we go. You see that? You see? Get this nice and done. My son and his wife Tanya, Matthew and Tanya, they'll be coming to visit this week, and I'm really excited. I haven't seen Matthew in, I think this summer will be 2 years. I saw Tanya a month or so ago. She stopped in and paid us a visit, and it was just wonderful having her here. So that'll be a big treat for me, well, for our whole family. Okay, I think this is going to be hot enough right now, so we're going to go ahead and add our flour and our salt and pepper. That's pretty much all the seasonings you're going to add. So let me add that first. Now I like a lot of pepper in my gravy, so I'm going to add, I'm going to say two teaspoons of coarse ground pepper. And then I always err with caution on salt. A lot of people can't have salt, so, and with the other seasonings in here, it's fine. However, you still need a little bit of salt. So you can always use imitation salt too, if that, that will work. This is just regular kosher salt. You need sea salt, 1 teaspoon. And I may add to that. You don't want it tasteless either. So, here's my shortening, my Crisco shortening. I'm going to add that. Get that in there and get that melted. Can you see that? I'm going to pull you in closer. There you go. That's better, huh? Okay. One of these days, everyone, I'm going to learn how to do a better job with this camera. Okay, see how that's melting in there? Now you can also use butter in here. Nothing wrong with that. Bacon fat, any kind of fat that you prefer. And you can even use vegetable oil in here. I've made gravy plenty of times with just vegetable oil. Nothing wrong with that either. It's all what you prefer and your family prefers. Okay, now we're going to take our flour. And I started off with a cup of flour. We're not going to need nearly that much. But again, we're looking for a certain consistency to this gravy. So I'm going to sprinkle that over because you want this to cook down for a little bit so that it doesn't have such a raw taste. So I use maybe half a cup, and this is going to make a lot of gravy, by the way. This isn't, just a little bitty thing of recipe. So we want that to cook down. There you go. Okay. Now my neighbor, Don, all he has to do is smell this and he's in the kitchen. He loves gravy and biscuits. The one thing he loves more than anything is a biscuit. So I make biscuits for him quite often. My husband, he's crazy about gravy and biscuits and like a old Southern breakfast in general, as most people are. But we do try to watch what we eat, and this is like a treat. This is a once in a month, once every 2-3 weeks kind of a breakfast. So, you see the consistency of that? See how that's drying out? I love this pan though too. It's easy to cook with. I don't have to turn the oven. Oh, the oven is on right now. The biscuits in it, but I don't have to. That's stupid of me to say, but I don't have to turn the stovetop on. Everything's right here. Doesn't make a mess. Okay. So now we're going to add our milk. I do this a little at a time. Let it start thickening, so I don't make such an awful mess with it. There we go. And it's thickening nicely. So I'll add a little bit more. This helps prevent lumps forming too in the gravy. You put it in a little bit at a time. And this recipe, this actually, without the sausage, this is actually just a white sauce. And we'll finish it up. And our gravy is unique. Just let it thicken up a little bit. We're going to taste it for, I only put that little bit of salt in it. Like I said, you can use imitation salt. There's nothing wrong with that. You can use turkey sausage, chicken sausage, pork sausage. Make it your way, the way your family needs to eat. I just, really am very conscientious when it comes to preservatives, stabilizers, and all of that in our foods today. That's why I try to do as much on my own. Alexa's going off. Let me check her biscuits. Alexa, cancel timer. Not yet. Alexa, set timer for 5 minutes. So the biscuits aren't quite ready. Another 5 minutes or so on those. So I had Alexa on another 5 minutes. Almost ready, they just need to brown. So they're in there for 10 minutes so far. We made our gravy in that amount of time. And now we're going to make this. Jump ship. Clean that up. There we go. I hope your Sunday's a good Sunday. This is a great Sunday breakfast. My husband is eagerly awaiting. There we go, it's done. Let me show you the consistency. Let me taste it. Oh, overboard. It's good. However, no, I don't think I will. I do taste a little bit of that pepper, so I don't want it to be overly peppery. But it's done. I'm going to turn it off. Because as it cooks more and more and more, it's going to get thicker and thicker and thicker. Now, to fix that, all you have to do is just add a little bit more milk, and it'll thin it out. If, for instance, you make it, and they're not ready, your family's not ready to eat yet, and it's sitting there getting thick, just add a little bit more milk. Or just take it out of the pan. There we go. And let me show you what this looks like. You see that? See the thickness? Okay. Okay, so this is turned off. I'm set this to the side just for a moment until I'll check my biscuits again. Get some of this out of the way. I may just go ahead and put the rest of that milk in this because it will be sitting for a while. No, we just have a few more minutes on the biscuits. So when they're done, I'll bring you back. Alright, the biscuits are done and I'm going to show them to you. Okay, hold on. I'm going to take them out of the oven. Nope, lights off. Can you see them? Okay, enough of that. I don't want to cook the camera. Okay. Okay, let's get these biscuits out of there. Here's my towel. They are. I got a little surprise for you too. We're going to gild the lily for this breakfast. I'm going to butter these. Of course we're going to butter them. Butter. Nothing better in the morning than a butter biscuit. At least when I was a kid. I don't eat a lot of them anymore, but yeah, when I was a kid I did. Okay, what I'm going to do with these biscuits is set them aside for right now. And I'm going to show you something that I fell in love with. I love kitchen gadgets. This little guy, isn't he cute? $9 on Amazon. I fix eggs in here. Let me show you something. Okay, you can do eggs, you can do pancakes, you can do, let me get him over here for you. Yeah, it's hot. You see that? You don't have to spray this, but I do. I don't want anything to stick. We're going to do an egg. This is like so quick. A little bit of salt and pepper on it. That coarse ground pepper doesn't like to come out of this salt pepper shaker. We close it up. In the meantime, we're going to set this aside. There we go. I'm going to put this breakfast together and let Sam try it. biscuit. Cut it in half. Oh my. See that? Got a gravy. Can you see me doing this? Now this also cries for some fried potatoes, grits, but that's for another time. I don't do all that. Used to, not anymore. And here my egg get going. Clean a little bit, clean up. Show you the biscuits again, all buttered. Now you can freeze all this stuff. You can have this next week. Let's check our egg. Let me put this down so we can check our egg. Let's check our egg here. Look at this. Isn't that just the coolest thing? So that'll be done by the time Sam gets in here. Let me get him a fork. Sure he wants some jelly or some extra. Well, he always does jelly and butter and smashes it together later, and he'll put it on a biscuit. Okay, here we go. Let's take our egg out. He's done. See how quick that was? Okay, let's get Sam an egg. No turning over, no flipping, none of that stuff. It's done medium well the way he likes it. Yeah, there we go. And it's done. I mean, breakfast is done. Let me unplug this little guy because there we go. Sam, do you want to come in here and give this a taste? It's done. Sam.
I thought the sausage was good.
You think that pepper's too much? I only put, well, I did put 2 teaspoons in it, but it's that coarse ground pepper.
No, I'm a black pepper person, so it's okay with me.
See if that egg's done to your liking too. I think you see, you guys see. Sam's not dressed yet. He's still in his pajamas. It's still early here. That done all right? Medium well?
Good, yep.
All right, well, go ahead and enjoy your breakfast. And until I see you at Marcia's house later this afternoon, I'll say goodbye. And don't forget to stop back in. Well, I'll be attached to this anyway, but visit me again. We're going to make hummus. And it's going to be from the dried chickpeas. I'm going to show you how to pressure cook them. You can do that in 20 minutes. And from there on, it's 5 minutes, and you've got fresh hummus. And it's going to be with sun-dried tomatoes and olives. So stop back in, and we'll have a good time finishing this video out today. Goodbye. Okay, we're going to, really quick, I'm going to show you how I'm going to put the chickpeas into the pressure cooker and what I put in with them. And while they pressure, while they're under pressure, which is going to be for about 30 minutes, I'm going to take you up to Marcia's so that you can see a little bit about her decorating scents, her lanai, blake, and then we'll come back and put the hummus together. So in the meantime, I've got a cup. You don't need any more than a cup because it's going to make a lot, just this cup of dried chickpeas. You can use canned, but I recommend doing it this way. It's just over the top wonderful. But if you are going to do the canned you're going to skip all of this, and I'll show you how to do that when this is done and we actually put the hummus together. But for right now, the dried chickpeas, garbanzo beans, you can get, I'm using Goya brand, but you know there's a dozen different brands out there of chickpeas. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the container. They were rinsed. And then this is roughly, I'm going to say 3 cups, not even 3 cups, not quite 3 cups, but that's just what I use. I got a little mark here for my chickpeas. It just seems to turn out well. Now this is chicken seasoning and water. I never cook anything in water. I always have to season with something. Put that in there. Then I put a tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm also going to put more olive oil in when we do the when we finish it off in the food processor. Whoa! And then we're going to use a teaspoon of minced garlic. I buy the minced garlic in a container. I can't mince it with my hand. Used to, not anymore. And then turmeric. Turmeric I try to add to as many dishes as I can. Not only does it add color, but it's a terrific health benefit. It's got a great anti-inflammatory. And with my problem, with my situation, I need all the help I can get. And turmeric's it, turmeric it is. So I just put that in there. And that's it. You don't have to put any of this in there at this point. I just think it flavors it a lot better going into the food processor. And it also cuts down on what you have to add after it goes into the food processor. So with that being said, we're going to put the lid on it. Put it in the seal position, and then I'm going to hit pressure cook, and it's already on 35 minutes, so I'm going to leave it on 35 minutes. So when we get back from this, when we get back from Marcia's, this will be done, and then I can show you how to put it in the food processor and create a wonderful hummus. So until then, okay, I'm here at Marcia's. Let me turn this around so that you can see her house. I came up in the golf cart, and here's her house. It's really beautiful, very unique. You get out of this golf cart. Oh my goodness. She has really unique plants too. Look at this tree. And she has a pretty front lanai. And door bell. And I see her. Hi, Marcia. I brought you some food. I brought the golf cart up. See her beautiful lanai? Okay, here's your gravy and biscuits. And I brought you some fried rice from last night. Alright, this is Marcia's living room. She actually has 2. And she always keeps her trees up. She has 2 Christmas trees that she always keeps up. But this is her living room. Look at the chandelier. Isn't that gorgeous? She has chandeliers everywhere. And I want to show you her little nook that she has turned into her bar room. It used to be an office. But look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. She has a wine fridge. She's a cocktail bar. It's just adorable. And you've got to see this fan. Isn't that just the darlingest thing? Okay, let's go over here. Okay, we saw the living room and the chandelier. Her dining room. Look at this. Oh my goodness, her artwork is to die for. I could take every one of these and put them in my house. A lot of this stuff is antique. Look at this. And she has a cabinet that is just beautiful. Look at this picture. This picture she just told me is over 100 years old. And then her china closet that she has her dolls and angels in. Look at this. And look at this. Oh my goodness. Her lighting fixtures are amazing. It just takes my breath. And then we'll go into her, she has a eating kitchen as well, but her kitchen is phenomenal. But look at this, it looks out onto the lake, and her lanai runs almost the length of the back of the house. And the way she has her counter set up. Look, isn't that beautiful? This is almost like a French Provincial kitchen. Don't you think, Marcia? Isn't it French Provincial?
I think so, but you know, I just call it my cook's kitchen.
And she just calls it her cook's kitchen. Look at this. And then she has a little family sitting area here. Look at these windows out at the lake. And here we go. There's a spare bedroom. Off and look out to the lake. Look at this. Isn't this just beautiful? Take a picture of the lake real quick. And she has another bedroom. So there's 3 bedrooms in this home. This house, I'll have to ask her what the model is called, but it's a very unique house. It's a lot bigger than mine. My house is about 1,800 square feet. I think this one's more like 21 or 22. And then we'll go. Well, come on, Marcia, take me to your bedroom.
No, Dorcas is in there.
Then we'll go out to the lanai.
They have fun.
Look at this. Isn't this amazing? Her beautiful, beautiful lanai. Great place to have a glass of wine and watch the sun. Look, she has it all enclosed. It's just positively beautiful. Her fixtures. And lake, there you go. And at night, this is all, she has lighting all throughout her backyard. So everything, I'll have to bring you up here at night one night, and so you can see the her lighting. It's like a movie set. Look how big that lake is. And there are alligators in that lake. But we like our alligators. They cause no problems for us at all. They're well taken care of. We leave them alone. Okay, I'm back from Marcia's. The hummus are, I'm sorry, it's not hummus yet. The chickpeas are done. I had them under pressure for 35 minutes. They were under slow cool down for about 15 minutes. And then I quick released them after that. So they're draining, they're still hot, and I reserved about a half a cup of the liquid, because that liquid is just filled with all kinds of goodies, you know, like the garlic, the olive oil, the turmeric that we had put in there when we pressured them. So I'm going to lower the camera Well, yeah, I'm going to lower the camera and show you how we're going to put this together. Really, in the food processor. Okay, here we go. Okay. So you get a bird's eye view. Here's our food processor. Now, here's my sun-dried tomatoes. I also diced those a little bit so that they don't get into like one big clump in here. Our black olives I sliced. Now, we're going to put a little bit more garlic. That's minced garlic. Olive oil. My tahini paste. We're only going to use like 3 tablespoons of this. Then my seasonings. Ground cumin. You can put as much or a little in there or none at all. And then I have onion and garlic powder. You can put none of this in there if you don't want to. This is all the way you like it. This is just the way I do it. My turmeric, of course. Not very much of this, but it does have a lot of health benefits. And then, as needed, some seasoned salt. This is my recipe. This is what I've evolved into over the course of the last couple of years with this this recipe of hummus. So, I'm going to get my drained chickpeas. See how much 1 cup makes? Makes quite a bit. And then I'm going to start adding, not that yet. Take the lid off. These things be a little bit easier. I put 2 teaspoons of garlic powder and onion powder in here each. And like I said, you adjust these as you want. If I were you, I would probably err on the side of caution and put only 1. And if you think that it needs more, go ahead and do it. I like a real flavorful hummus. This one I don't like the ones in the store. They just seem to be bland. And the ones in the store, you're going to pay up to $5 for a small container. This will give you several containers. The cumin, I only add 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. That's a very, very powerful seasoning. You want to be careful with that. And then the turmeric, again, see this is already flavored with the turmeric, so I just put another 1/4 teaspoon. So it's gonna, we'll color it. So, olive oil. I'm going to start out, and this is starting out, with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And one thing I didn't show you is my lemon juice. Let me get that real quick, because this has to have lemon juice in it. I didn't pull that out. I use a bottled lemon juice. This is called real lemon because I can't squeeze lemons. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Again, your call. And that can be pretty powerful too. It can ruin it if you put too much in there. So what we're going to do at this point, we're going to put our tahini in here. And this is what I have left, and it's about 3 tablespoons. You don't need a whole bunch of this. And that's done, that one. I did order another one. It's in the refrigerator. So at this point, now the dogs may start barking because they go crazy when I turn this pressure cooker on. Little nuts. Okay. So, here we go. We're going to turn it on. Okay, see how thick this is? See how thick it is? I'm going to go ahead and add half of my reserved water from the pressure cooker. There we go. Now, I want to taste it at this point. see if I need to adjust any of the flavors. See the color? No, it's absolutely perfect. Oh my goodness. We still have left to put our olives and our sun-dried tomatoes. I put that in last because I don't want it to turn to mush. So I'm going to turn this back on, and I'll bring it back when it's done. This has to blend, or process rather, for a good minute to get to the right consistency. Okay, it's been processed for a minute. I'm going to show you the texture. Very smooth. Some people even go further than I just did. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and add my sun-dried tomatoes and just pulse it a little bit, because I don't want these just ground into nothing. I want you to be able to see them and taste them. A little bit of the oil. And just scatter them through, and we'll pulse them real quick. And that's pretty much it. So let's get the top back on. Pulse it. 1, 2, 3. I know! Isn't that funny? Yeah! And that's it. Let me show you how it looks like. Let me taste it. Oh, it's great. That's great. See that? Okay, what we're going to do now, I'm just going to take this out of the processor. I'm going to put it in containers. Now the container, I'll put the camera down so you can see how I'm going to finish this up. I usually try to put it in smaller containers because one, I'll keep out and keep in the refrigerator for us to eat on. And the other ones, I can just throw in the freezer and pull those out at any time. Now you can put them in a bigger container, but then when you pull it out, you're going to have to thaw out the whole thing. And I'm just one not to, like refreeze things. So, with that being said, I'll show you what I do here, because there's a little technique when you finish this up that you should do just to keep it nice and fresh tasting. And that's to drizzle a little bit of olive oil and paprika on the top of it. So we're going to do that now. Okay. This is a container I'm going to keep in the refrigerator. I'm not going to freeze this. So let's take this blade out. Get rid of it so I don't cut myself. I've done that before. It's nothing worse than cutting a finger on a food processor. So let me get a larger feather spoon to pull this out. I'll show you this one. You don't have to watch me do all of them. But remember, this is only 1 cup of garbanzo beans or chickpeas. So if you go by a lot of recipes, they tell you to put like a whole bag in there. You're going to have enough hummus to feed an army. No kidding. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to swirl it around like so. Get this out of the way. Take care of that in a minute. Okay. Then I'm going to, I hear you, Andy. Then I'm going to take and drizzle some olive oil on top. Then take some paprika. You can also take, scallions, something like that, and put on top. And you can also put onions in this when you go to blend it after it comes out of the pressure cooker. So, there's your hummus. It tastes great. You can have this on toast pieces. You can have this on chips. You can have it on crackers, pita bread. It's just endless what you can use this on, and it's very, very, very good for you. In some of the other countries, this is on all tables. It's like a condiment, along with their yogurts and stuff. But this will go in my refrigerator, and we'll eat on that over the next week, I guess. But if I was to buy this amount of hummus at the store, it cost me $10. And right now, that bag of chickpeas cost me $1.59. I only used a cup of it. So, with that being said, I so appreciate you stopping by and visiting with me today, and visiting with Marcia. I wanted to tell you also that I'm still having major internet problems. So when I go back and view these videos, I see this jumping and craziness. It's not you, it's me. It's my internet that they're so desperately trying to correct. It's been like this since last October. So hopefully you can like and subscribe to my channel. Until then, I wish you the best of health. Take care of yourself, your friends, your family, and your loved ones. And please, check in on your neighbors, because you never know what goes on behind closed doors. Thank you, and you have a good day. Bye-bye.